Hello there, Alaskans, wherever you are. Welcome to the Must Read Alaska Show. Coming to you from somewhere in Alaska. This is the place where we talk about, you guessed it, Alaska. Where we keep the mainstream media on their toes and where we are standing up for what's right in a world run by leftists. You can find out more by heading over to mustreadalaska.com and also checking out the Must Read Alaska YouTube channel for some really great content. But first, let's get this party started.
Hey everybody, John Quick here with Must Read Alaska, and I got Mayor Charlie Pierce here at the Kenai Peninsula Borough with us today, which is very exciting. And one of the things that I wanted Mayor Pierce to share today is the fact that he has a new budget that's coming out. He's been mayor for about 5 years now here in the Kenai Peninsula Borough, and he is actually cutting the mill rate, balancing the budget with no new taxes. So Mayor Pierce, welcome to Facebook Live with Must Read Alaska, and tell us a little bit about how you're doing that this year. That's kind of a miracle budget stance for folks in Alaska. Most people are increasing taxes and increasing mill rates.
Well, John, I'm going to give credit to the borough employees that are here first and foremost. I think that they deserve the credit. I have a very talented team of individuals that I get to work with, and I'm blessed to work with every day. But yeah, you're right. We have proposed, the team has put together the budget, and we've worked on that for the last 6 months, 7 months. We've been putting together the budget, and this year we have proposed 0.2 of a mil reduction in the mill rate, and even with that 0.2 of a mil, it will produce about $800,000 in surplus revenue for the borough. And when you look at the current forecast on revenue versus spending, and it'll leave us with an additional $800,000. You could ask if we were to add the 0.2 of a mil back, it would be 1.8 million additional tax dollars if we were to leave it at 4.7. It's currently 4.7, and I'm proposing to take it to 4.50, and that additional 0.2 of a mil is worth about $1.8 million right now. There's discussion I've had with some of the assembly members, and one of the things we're trying to do, and I've thrown this idea out there for a number of years, is to try to create a plant replacement fund to take care of a lot of the repair-related costs on our buildings, our schools, our 42 schools, and similarly, we have a plant replacement fund at the hospital. We take revenues and put it into a plant replacement fund, and that's how we replace X-ray machines and equipment, hospital equipment, and it's how we purchase and transfer funds to create betterments along the way. And so one of the discussion items recently and most recently in the community has been the deferred maintenance. Deferred maintenance is it's a big item. There's been a lot of discussion since I've been mayor. I'm in my 5th year, about that deferred maintenance and what we're going to do to take care of it. And what I've tried to do is pick away at it. In the time that I've been here, I put extra money each year in the maintenance fund related fund that takes care of maintenance annually. And this year, some of the assembly members are in agreement with me. We're going to take some of the surplus revenues that we're anticipating having, and we're going to move them over into that savings and create some savings there so that we have some deferred maintenance monies. We've changed roughly 14 boilers since I've been mayor. I put high efficiency boilers in. Obviously those are more energy efficient. We took some of the CARES money and we spent it on putting in the Siemens air filtration, ionization type filtration in all of our schools and all of our borough buildings, so the air you're breathing in this room today is being ionized, and hopefully it's knocking out a lot of the germs and the dust particles, and just makes the place a safer place to be. That was some of the actions we took during the COVID event. Some of the CARES money, we spent it on some $700,000 I think we spent on putting these machines in our filtration systems or air handling systems that ionize the air. What else have we done? We've got roofs. Roofs is something we've talked about. Homer High School roof is earmarked to be completed this next summer. We've had some bids come back a little higher than we anticipated, so we're probably going to go back out to bid on the Homer High School roof. Might delay it a little bit, start date on that a little bit, but hopefully we can get that one done. But it's been pretty robust and non-stop since I got here in the last 4.5 years, and I would say that yes, whereas I've applied a lot of business principles in the day-to-day operations of the borough, which I think have created real savings benefits across the board. It's really the employees that have embraced many of those ideas and many of those suggestions and along the way, and I think they've taken ownership along the way as well. One area we're going to work on as well in the budget is, of course, that I've worked aggressively on public safety. Public safety's been very important to me, and one of the things we're seeing today is volunteerism is way down. So our volunteers that traditionally have worked, we always had 30, 40 volunteers at the various departments, and today, you're lucky to have 10 to call on during an emergency event. And so with call volumes up, overtime rates up, and volunteerism down, it's forced us to really kind of shore up the need to respond with regular staff, which traditionally hasn't been done. With most cases in the past, we've always been able to augment our crews with volunteers. And so if you've never thought about volunteering, we could sure use your help. Volunteer, get out there and participate. And I'm sure they'll welcome you.
Mayor, recently there was a emergency kind of happening in Seward, Low Point. Right. Can you talk a little bit about what's happening there and kind of give folks on the Kenai Peninsula Borough and all over Alaska kind of a bird's eye view of this emergency situation in Low Point? Sure.
It's not a real good situation for Lowell Point right now. The road is still closed, and the team that's over there working on it, the report I get today is that there's some very unstable rock in one section on the upper side of that cliff that is eroded, and they're going to have to do some blasting, which is probably going to delay it a little bit longer. But there's folks that are stuck on the opposite side down in Lowell Point, and there's been some local volunteerism from the local community there with boats and other boats. Transportation has been by boat, and there's been an individual that's graciously volunteered the use of his vessel to move people back and forth. We're in the process of trying to help the city of Seward. They applied for the disaster declaration. It is a city road. Obviously, borough residents on the far end of it, but the road itself, the ingress-egress into Lowell Point, is on a city road. It's considered a city road, and so the city took the lead on this. They're doing the lead management on this. And on Friday evening at 6 o'clock in Lowell Point, there'll be a community meeting held, and additional information will be provided as far as the ingress-egress out of Lowell Point for those folks that wish to depart, and we're trying to locate a vessel that can haul vehicles. There was one there for a short period of time, but the individual had to leave with that vessel, and so there was a short window offered, and yes, the cost of moving yourselves on an individual basis to and from is on the individual, and but the efforts right now are to get the blasting done, get the road cleared. They're going to pull the logs and the debris, any solid debris out of that pile, sift it, separate it, and the dirt and the soils are permitted to go into the waterway there. So that's the effort that's being taking place right now that I know about. We'll certainly have new information for Friday's meeting as well.
Nice. Well, thank you so much for spending 10-15 minutes here, Mayor Pierce, to chat with us. I want to just highlight the fact again before we sign off that you're about in your 5th year here, and you've been able to this year, as you give your staff the kudos, and I'm sure the Assembly is either going to or hopefully going to approve this budget. you've been able to balance the budget, reduce the mill rate, and still end up the year with a surplus, which I think is a huge anomaly in the state of Alaska. I don't think there's another mayor out there that is doing this, so that's pretty awesome. Thank you so much for doing that, and thank you everybody for tuning in today on Must Read Alaska for this Facebook Live. We really appreciate it. And if you got any questions or comments, feel free to put them in the chat here, and I'm sure that Charlie will look at them later. Thanks so much, Mayor Pierce.
Thank you. Thanks for the time.